talking about like girls and whatever. My flatmate here has recently been going on Tinder, and boys, some lads is
Isn't your flatmate a
they're
girl?
they're yeah,
the,
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
okay, yeah, yeah,
segue, the
yeah.
fucking
They're,
perfect
they're, yeah,
segue.
yeah, yeah,
Go on, sorry,
exactly.
go on.
But she's been getting some chat up lines.
Thirsty
So I'll
dudes.
give I'll give you a
Oh, oh man, it's gonna
little
be
bit of
good.
a
Taster.
preview to some of them. I might not go down in history, but I sure would go down on you. So
Well, what
that's
are we
not
what are we
that's number
rating that out of
one.
10?
I
What are
think
we,
that's so weak.
that's a 6. I'd say that's a 6.
Yeah, I was thinking
Do
5.
you know what it is? Do you know obviously it won't work on like a fucking Tinder. But the thing is, if you use a shit pickup line, you're gonna be like, ah, ha, ha, oh, what a cringy pickup line. So how are
Yeah,
you? What's your name?
you know,
The
there's like bad ones, and then there's like but they're funny. I feel
like
like the bad but they're
my
funny.
favorite one was um, are you at school? Because I want to shoot some kids in you.
Yeah, that's actually
So right, we got another one saying, "Is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants."
Oh no,
I feel
See,
like I've
these
heard
that's
all of
so
these ones
just
before,
creepy.
nonsense.
man.
Yeah, basically all you do is you go
Look it up
into
on
Google
Google.
and just look
Yeah,
up chat
exactly.
up lines.
Google
Just copied and pasted.
This is
And then there's
weak.
one more where it's
Man, where's
pretty
the
much
Harvard referencing, man? What the fuck is this?
Harvard
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
referencing.
need
they're
a Harvard
they're
reference these
stealing
fucking
these.
pickup lines.
They technically
That's
are stealing these.
plagiarism. They could
Mhm.
get kicked out of uni for that.
Honestly, shocking.
I don't know why these people do this stuff, but
I mean,
I feel like
mean,
you could do better.
bro, there are some
With
thirsty fucking. Like, also, in what world do you go? Oh yeah, that girl's gonna fucking fall for that pickup line. Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think they do go for the like that. Oh, it's funny because it's kind of cringy. But then if every guy does it, then it's
Then it
like
doesn't, and also it doesn't work. It doesn't work on a text. It works more in person when you can tell that it's a joke. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, because then it just looks like you copy and paste your Google search, and then you're like, this
I
should
mean,
work.
but that's the thing. Like, if you had an original pickup, like a very funny original one, girls would be like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." Although I don't think they'd still respond to it on Tinder because, fuck me. Do you know what? Girls hold all the power when it comes to Tinder. Like Zach, how many matches did she get compared to you on Tinder? Not because you're like, oh, you're attractive, but just
oh,
because you're a guy and she's a
oh,
girl.
oh.
So much, right?
She had about 150 matches
In how long? What the fuck?
in I don't know how long, but it's definitely longer than I did. I only did it for like 2 days, and I got like 4 matches. But she did it
Damn.
for much longer, and she got like 150 because she did it where she lived as well, and
Oh
then she
right.
did,
So
and then she did it here.
it's like Pokemon Go. She's like spreading her. She's going to
Pretty
different
much,
areas
man.
to find different guys.
She's doing bits.
Yeah.
Wait, but was she doing it as a joke or is she like actually looking for someone and then
No,
there's shit?
you can look for some. There are some actually decent people out there.
Yeah,
You just have to find them.
that's what I was gonna ask. Like, so when she's looking for someone like decent to find, what's the criteria or what is like a good way to open on Tinder that's not cringe or shit or boring? Because I know a lot of people go, "Hey," or "How are you doing?" or "How's locked." It's fucking boring. Like,
Yeah.
what would a guy do to stand out to her or in general to girls? Because I'm assuming it'd be the same for everyone.
I don't know. Yeah, so it depends. To be honest, every single girl is different. You can't really have like a specific thing to say because sometimes girls will like the hey because it's like a way in to have a conversation with them. But other girls like you to
Like
say
boring,
something like
yeah.
really thirsty, and then
Yeah.
they're just like, oh yeah, that's a bit of me. That is.
Yeah, I guess
You
you
have
just
different
gotta
people wanting different things. So
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
your shot and then see what. Yeah, I
Have you
guess.
have you seen those girls on like Instagram and stuff that like shame like guys for shooting their shot? Like legit, like not like these bullshit like legit ones. They like they'll expose their DMs and be like, oh, this guy tried this on me. Have
Damn.
you seen that?
I mean,
I saw something where some girl was baiting people who were cheating. She
Yeah,
baited
yeah, I've seen
everyone
that
on
as
her
well.
Snapchat story. Like,
damn.
oh,
I mean, like
imagine
to a
that.
degree, that's no, it's not that bad because those are people who are cheating. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
You can't really like defend the person who's cheating, can you? They're cheating. Like,
No, that's true. But I think like for people like trying to slide into someone's DMs, like that is not really. That's not
That's
like
not-
something you can expose someone over. That's just a bit messed up, to be
yeah,
honest.
because
Like, I would never do that to anyone. I don't know. Of
course.
kind of.
and it becomes like the case of
But
like I
how's
was like,
your
oh, why don't
experience
guys
on
ever
Tinder
ask
then,
me
Sam?
out? Oh, my experience has been like it's been up and down. I've had like to be honest, most of my conversations on Tinder are really boring. Like whether it's me or her, it's just always fucking boring. Even when there's something to fucking relate to, at this point, it just feels like it's a very, especially the first like first time you text someone, it's very copy and paste. Like, how are you? You tell me like things about you. It's fucking boring. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
the least interesting kind of conversation you can have
and
online.
and Tinder doesn't really
Right.
come to like stuff doesn't really come to fruition. I've had some really fucking weird and creepy like up DMs, which I would never expect because I'm a guy. Like I would always expect the girls to be like getting the creepy ones. It's not creepy, just funny, I guess you could say. Like but like I don't know. Like I don't know. Nothing really happens to come to fruition. And even if something was to, I don't think personally I'd ever follow through. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Why?
It's,
Why? I don't know.
I feel like it's kind of become it's like gained a reputation now. A lot of people who use it aren't looking for like,
Hook up.
the one. They're looking for someone they can just kind
But
of
but it's also
go on a
like
date with. And
to go on a date with someone. It's effort. Like I don't give a
Yeah.
shit what anyone fucking says. You're investing time in a person, and they gotta be worth it, man. They gotta. And if you just match with someone on Tinder, and you have like 5 lines of conversation, and say, "Oh, let's meet up." You meet up, and like you spend your whole like Saturday afternoon with them, just to realize, oh, like fuck me, it was a waste of time. Oh well.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
Have you ever had any bad experiences on dates, Saf?
Yeah, on dates, but like most of the girls I've ended up going on dates with, I've either met, I know from mutuals, or the best places, ironically enough, parties. If you meet someone at a party and then you like hit it off, and then you start talking later, that's when a date could come out of it. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely
Yeah.
have like
What's
Like,
the,
who
what's the
hasn't?
worst experience? What's the worst
on a
experience
date
you've
or
had
like
on a
getting
date?
stood up. Like,
Like on a date.
okay, to be fair, like, on a date, I don't think I've had that many bad experiences. I've had more where it's like really fucking awkwardly boring conversation, and it's them me trying to like gas it up and beating, and them just being like, I'm like, yo, so, oh my god, you live in like fucking Morocco? That's fucking sick. What's that like? Like, just trying fucking clamoring on anything, and then just like, it's okay, and shit.
Well,
And
it's
then they
tough
have
though, because yeah, like with a lot of the time, it's like with someone that you barely know, and that's like would you do that with?
But that's the thing, like
anyone else?
when you are with someone you barely know and you hit it off and you vibe, you can sense that.
Yeah,
You
that
can
is-
tell. And that's why I'm so much more like for that than the fucking you know what, we both think we're paying. Let's go. Like if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
just fucking get drunk and shag. Don't fucking date. It's a waste of time. I don't want to fucking
That's
both of
the
us
way.
don't want to eat
That's
dinner.
Saf's way.
Both of us want to take our
That's
fucking clothes off and
that's his
fuck.
philosophy.
Let's just do it. Why do we need to fucking get dinner? I don't even like eating dinner. I don't like to eat out. I'm better cook than I am at fucking eating. Like I prefer my food to restaurant food. So let's go back to
Oh,
mine.
wow.
We can eat some
to
of my
save
food.
that as a recording
shag.
and just send that to people.
I'm a better cook than you.
Fuck the
Bro, I
date.
don't even
Let's
care. Let's
fuck.
yeah.
I mean, that's a good premise for a first date to get like, yo, I can cook. Why don't you come back to mine? I'll make you a meal. And then before you know
It's
it,
true.
we see where it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
It's true.
I don't like.
It's
I
a good
think
way.
cooking is one of my like biggest flexes when it comes to like dating a girl. Because other than that, I don't really have much to offer. So, fuck.
I mean,
what about you,
to do,
Zach? What's your worst dating experience?
I've never really. I haven't really been on a proper date. To be fair, I'm not
I mean,
gonna
to
lie.
be fair, I don't think I've really been on many proper dates. I've had the first date. Yeah, I mean, my
I think
dates
in
are,
the
like,
future we
Helen
will.
Tortoise and Nando's.
In the
like,
future, we'll probably
yeah.
have more dates because it's more normal, and we'll have a bit
But I
more
also-
money in our pocket to go
Yeah,
on dates.
I agree with that. But I also think like in today's day and age, like dating is less of an ordinary thing. Do you not think?
So what?
like,
What,
how
do you
many
mean like
people-
marriage is outdated? Is that what you're saying?
not even that. How many people do you know? I mean, I guess it's our age thing. How many people do you know who have started becoming boyfriend and girlfriend after hooking up for the first time,
Yeah.
or after being really close friends, or after like do you know? It doesn't normally happen from like, oh, I met this guy and we went on like 5 dates, then we kissed, and then after 7 dates we fucked, and then now we started a relationship. That fucking never
Yeah.
happens. That's bullshit.
I think that's honestly, like that is probably a kind of it's like an idealistic thing, but I don't think honestly many like really long term relationships come out of that kind of. I mean, unless you're lucky, like
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's different for everyone, isn't it? It's kind of
It depends. It's all about the spark. As Saf was saying, if you hit it off at a
Vibes.
party,
Yeah.
Vibes.
the vibes. But what, Saf, what's your opinion on polyamorous relationships?
Do you mean as in like I'm dating someone I can fuck their people, or like because polyamorous is a very broad statement. Like, what do you mean? When you think about polyamorous, what
let's
do you
start
think?
off with what you just said. Let's just the first statement that you just said about you dating someone but you can fuck other people.
I don't think I could date someone and be like, oh yeah, I'm in love with you and fuck other people, because I don't want them to do that. I wouldn't be able to. But if it's like, as in like, it's a mutual, like, I don't really love you, and we're just dating because we're both fun, we both hit it off, we're both friends, but like, we know it's not going to end. Like, it's just a short term thing. Then yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like marriage as a whole is very like not outdated. It's just I mean I guess it is outdated because essentially at the end of the day all it is a legal way of saying you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like there's not. What's the difference between saying this is my wife, like my wife of 1 year versus my girlfriend of 10 years? What's more like?
When you get married, if you get married, would you sign a prenup?
Yeah, that's the one thing that if like I don't mind getting married. I have no gripe at getting married, but the prenup is 100%, like 100%. It's not to fuck them over. Like I would happily, if we have a kid or something, I want my kid to have money. I want her to have money as well. But I don't want like how fucked up would it be to like because love blinds you. Like can you imagine like falling in love with someone and realizing that they only fell in love with you for what you had? How fucked would that be? Like as much as you want to have faith in them, or even more likely, if everything is hunky dory, you don't sign the prenup, everything is great in your life, you start making money or whatever. Even both of you doing great in life. And then you guys, something turned, like random, it turns sour. Relationships become negative out of the blue sometimes, and it just turns sour. And she, as a vindictive thing, the divorce is a vindictive thing to get back at you and to be like, fuck you, I'm taking everything from you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of when it comes. That's why I think prenups are good. Because prenups are an agreement that both of you agree to. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm keeping all my money, but it can be like, you're not getting everything. You're going to get this, this, and this. Right?
Yeah.
What are your guys' opinions on it?
I mean, that's why marriage is kind of scary in general because it's like, if it doesn't work out, there's a big process in like changing that. Like
I know it's not comparable, but me, you, and Zach were best friends, right? I don't need to sign a contract to say that you're my best friend.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, why do I have to sign a contract to say that I'm in love with this girl? Right?
It's true, yeah. Because I think the thing is in the US especially, I was watching this thing where the documentary about how there is a big business for post-divorce parties. Like a
What do you mean by
big
that?
business.
Wait, what's that? What is that? Explain, elaborate.
Like basically, it's when somebody gets a divorce and they get what they want from the divorce. There's a entertainment company or hospitality company who caters to doing after divorce parties.
That is a fucked up mentality.
That is really weird. I mean,
that's a fucked up. I guess you wouldn't. Yeah, sorry.
If
what
you're
you
celebrating ending like the process because it can be a long process of getting.
And it could also be
that
like.
Still sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know because like you could be like, oh, I'm finally free. Like this, I'm in a good place because the people who get out of toxic relationships, you know, they should celebrate. Instead of being like, oh, I got out of a toxic relationship. Oh, I miss him. I'm sad. It could be like, oh, this is a new chance at life. So fair enough to that. But the way that you worded it, or the way that it sounds like, fuck them. I just made so much money. Big payday. Go fuck. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but that's what some of the clients are. It's like
really?
young
like
women who like have, because you have these rich guys who go through about 5 wives in their lifetime, and they all get some sort of compensation from the husband. So
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of
and it's like have you seen like was it like 90 Day Fiance and like that one where this like the Russian girl or whatever is like taking advantage of that guy who ends the
yeah, it's horrible to watch.
Yeah, and because there are so many guys who do like fall into, and it happens to girls too. It happens to girls too. And there are so many girls or guys who fall into money or who get money and they don't have their own very self confident or whatever, and they stumble upon someone who's extremely attractive who gives them all of the like affirmation and affection that they want, and they get duped because they get blindsided. They get duped, and it's fucking horrible. But that's what makes me so fucking cautious in life because you know when you're younger you're like, oh, it's all good, and then you realize like as you get older you're like, oh shit, it's not so black and white. And what you think you can trust and love in someone, it's so much smoke and mirrors with girls. You never know, or guys relationships. And I think that's why relationships and friendships are so different. Friendships tend to last longer, and in my opinion, I mean, I guess I haven't had real relationships with girls, but in my opinion,
I haven't had like a proper.
Yeah, I've never been like, oh, I'm in love with someone. But so far, I would say losing a friend, like when I say friend, someone like you guys, like 10 years plus, and really, really know, you losing a friend is a lot more hurting than that because you can break up with a girl and that happens.
Yeah.
You don't typically break up with your friends that often. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, I guess it just depends how much time you spent with that person and how much of like a. It's like if it's a friend that you don't really know that well and you lose.
Oh, no, of course, yeah.
Even if you just like have an argument, you probably won't mind too much. But then if you've known them for a long time and you know them really well, then it is a different story. So
I'm talking like the friends you'd invite to the bachelor party, kind of like that level of closeness.
I guess it just depends.
That is one benefit of marriage, though. Bachelor party, because we're friends. Is that why? I get that a lot. I could never date you. We're friends. Is that what it was? I don't want to ruin the friendship.
Saf, I'm sorry, but I think to be honest, at the moment I kind of just see you as a friend. I don't really think I can.
I thought you guys were in a fully fledged like relationship.
Well, I didn't think so. I was unaware of this fully fledged relationship, but apparently so. It sounds like
it was polyamorous, wasn't it? It was an right?
Continue what you say. Well, fuck this. So what other criteria is it apart from that?
There isn't really much else to be fair.
I think when you know it's that.
No, I agree with that. Because like I'll tell you what my criteria is in a second, but like my thing isn't. I don't think people like typically have malicious intent when they go in a relationship. My problem is more like like you said, you could be the fucking perfect couple, and shit could slowly go wrong as time goes by. It just happens in life, right? Life happens, and it what can turn from like good and love could very quickly turn into hate. And when it turns into hate is when it can turn into malicious. So like when you see something, you always, especially when it's the height of the goodness, there's always going to be a down. You're seeing it from like the view of I'm in love with this girl, nothing can go wrong. And when shit goes wrong, because it's not like she planned on it, or
it's more of a shock. Yeah,
it's more of a shock, and it just
because like when you have a friend and you meet someone new that you kind of become friends with, you don't really go into it thinking this could go on for a long time. This could be a real. And it's like you don't really think that, so you're not really setting yourself up.
It happens naturally.
Yeah.
But that's another thing of like when people like go into like first couple of days, like relationships and stuff, and they just fucking weight their expectations on like they expect like fucking this whole full on relationship, and a week in they just push everything on you. That can just kill a relationship instantly. But anyway,
go on. In most situations that's not the case, so it's kind of weird. Like when you think about it, that you shouldn't really be doing that because like we said, like they maybe are just setting themselves up for disappointment. But
like you said, Ben, like if you get along with someone, you're more likely to move faster than with someone than if you don't. Or sometimes it takes longer to get to know them. And like after like 4 weeks, you're like, oh my god, wait a minute, we really do get along. Holy shit, you kind of crack the surface, and that's when you get to like
but, I mean, it can take a long time as well.
I think one of the things that I do like look for is like I want someone who's ambitious, who's like kind of like go getting, like kind of like independent. Like, do you know what I mean? I kind of want that. A decent, like a lot, because I also like if you think about it, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids, but if you think about like having kids, I want someone like to do like basically like me and them like raise a banging kid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Saf Jr. out there slaying it. He's gonna be a banging kid. He's gonna be amazing. He's got sport. He's gonna be the smartest in his class. He's gonna this is my Asian coming out here. Now I know why my parents were like this. No, but like I want someone who's equally ambitious, who I want, like you said, you mentioned this last time, Ben, someone who respects your time and space, right?
Yeah.
I want, especially like if I'm working on something, whether it's work or a project or school or whatever, I want them to understand that I'm not fucking ignoring them or deciding that they're not important. But my first priority is my own like personal success, and I want them to understand that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but like,
no, I understand that.
Like if I'm like, oh, I can't see you for like 2 weeks, I got exams, I want them to be like, fuck you. You don't want to see me. Oh, you're out with your other girls. I could not. But yeah.
What about you, Zach?
Yeah, what is your requirements?
I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
You'll find out as you grow up, right?
Yeah, and I think it's good not to have, like we say,
not too
criteria to some extent, expectations. So it's kind of like
you can't have a fucking list and tick it off.
Exactly.
That's how you're going to be alone forever.
That is the worst thing you can do. Yeah. I mean, there's things where you can be like, there's red flags. They're always that's kind of like you don't want to see those.
But if you always want too much, you will never be satisfied with what you have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's your guys' opinion on people like DMing? Like, say you see like someone in person, and you're just like, okay, she's really attractive.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on then finding their Instagram and then DMing them?
Finding their Instagram? How the fuck do you find it if you don't know their name?
Because,
through someone.
That's I don't know. If I was the girl, I'd be a little bit creeped out. I can't see that plausibly working. So that's what you said just there. Through someone, I think it would make more sense to ask that person who the let's call them the plug. The plug. If you ask them, this makes them sound so bad. But if you ask the plug, to like introduce